Right, hello there PerfectDraft users. So this is the retail PerfectDraft Pro. Came out last week. So I got first one middle of last week. Unfortunately the cooler was knackered. So it was using loads more power, taking ages to cool. It was just a DOA machine basically. So got another one, and this one is much happier. But the first question that people ask is when they turn the machine on and put the keg in for the first time, they get this red snake on the LED. So what's happening at this point is the machine is basically calibrating the temperature. It's working out the correct keg temperature. So there's a few sensors in this machine. You've got the cabinet temperature, you've got ambient temperature, you've got keg temperature, keg pressure, loads of various things it's looking at. You can see the Wi-Fi has gone static white now, that just means it's connected. But basically this red snake, so that will take roughly 45 minutes to an hour to actually read a proper temperature. They are looking at changing that. One thing I suggested was using the cabinet temperature. So basically it's the old machine was just a Peltier plate at the bottom that cooled the keg from the bottom upwards, whereas the new one is actually just sending air around the entire keg, so it's cooling everything including the tap. So one thing you'll notice is in ambient weather you'll start to see this thing will start to it'll get wet like the blade, so that's cool. But anyway, the snake thing, so yeah, first use when you first turn it on, it'll take 45 minutes or so to calibrate, but then once it's completed the calibration process of the temperature sensor, the next thing it does is a firmware update. So these things were shipping on 1.50, so once you've connected it up to your phone, you've got it connected to the Wi-Fi. That's what this means here. The keg display, that stays empty until you take the first beer out of it, so don't worry about that. But so what will happen, it takes 45 minutes, updates the firmware, resets itself, it takes another 45 minutes to an hour to then display the temperature. So lots of people were panicking about that, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just purely the way it's working. So in theory, if it is possible to just use the cabinet temperature for a estimation on the front, then that'd be a lot easier, and basically you wouldn't have to worry about this snake, because I think quite a few people think that means the machine's broken and it's just making them panic a little bit. So nothing to worry about there. But yeah, otherwise this retail unit's really nice. These sides are slightly different. You can see they've got a slightly speckled effect. I think the first beaters were piano black, so it looked ace. But the only problem with it was, it's like in the cars where it scratches up when you look at it. So yeah, got a stellar magnet on there. You can use the old PerfectDraft magnets, just literally crack it off. And all I've done is I took, this was actually a real one. So you can see I just ripped the magnet off the back of it. And this is just one of the little, what do you call them? Oh, not the toy magnets, the little tiny things, the neodymium, whatever they're called, I don't know how to pronounce it, I've forgotten. But yeah, so literally, they've got an alternate orientation to the magnets that were on the old PerfectDraft magnets. So you can literally just pop the magnet off, swap it round, or stick a washer or something on it, and it'll just stick on. So likewise with this one, I had actually glued that on, bollocks. Pardon me. I had glued that on, but obviously as you've just seen, I'll have to redo that. I think that magnet might be a little too strong for it. Yeah, I'll sort that out later because that's going to be a pain in the bum to get off. But yeah, so you can use the old ones, just either reverse the orientation of the magnet or just stick a washer or something on there, game on. And yeah, so I think you'll start to see loads of those up for sale soon for the PD Pro. I've got a Prony handle on that. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean Prony's come to the machine. It's just, that was a cheap handle I got from eBay. Quite like it, it's metal. And yeah, they just screw on 3/8. So happy days really. So yeah, this thing, it's just going to sit there now for 45 minutes. I've only got, I think, 2 pints left in there at the minute. So there's not much to take out of it in all honesty. And then I'll get a different keg in it. Happy days. So enjoy.